Jeg Sylvia Staff, født Styve. Jeg har her lyst til å få presentere Johanne Lassedotter Tretteteig, som søskenbarnet til bestefaren min. Første gang jeg hørte om Johanna, det var i 1984. Da var jeg på Tretteteig, for jeg hadde lyst til å se plassen som oldeforeldrene mine bodde i sin tid. Og eventuelt få høre litt om deres liv og lagene. Kona på gården der, Martha Kvammen, og søster henne Gjertrud Hatleli, de fortalte meg om det de visste, men de mente at grandtanta deres, Johanna i Amerika, hun visste mer. For hun vokste opp på gården, samtidig som oldeforeldrene mine, de bodde der. Så jeg fikk adressa til Johanna, og jeg skrev brev til henne. Men jeg regnet ikke med å få brev fra en dame på 100 år. Men der tok jeg feil. Jeg fikk brev fra Johanna, og vi var nære brevvenner helt til Johanna døde. 3 år senere, da var jeg en tur til Amerika sammen med Per, mannen min. Og da reiste vi av gårde og besøkte Johanna. Hun bodde i Cuba i staten Missouri, jo barnebarnet sitt og familie. Vi leide oss et videokamera mens vi var der, og tok opptak av besøket. Så deler av dette det noe jeg har lyst til å vise her. Men først litt om Johanna. Johanna var født i 15. juni i 1884, og på Tretteteig, og hun vokste opp der. Senere i 1905, den 30. mars, da emigrerte hun til Amerika sammen med en bror og en søster. Og de kom til en plass som heter Hatland, og det var i Wisconsin. Der kom de til en gård, som Johanna hun ble husholderska der, og det var norskætta familie. Året etter, i 1905, da gifte hun seg med eldste sønn på gården der, Nils B. Nelson, og de fikk 4 barn. De overtok så gården og drev den fram til 1925. Da solgte de alt og flyttet til Marshall i Minnesota. Og der startet de hotelldrift. I 1934 døde mannen hennes, og det videre løpet for Johanna, det får du presentert på videoen.
Sylvia og jeg, vi i Cuba i Missouri og besøker familien Woods og Johanna Nilsen, som nå fyller 103 år i juni dette år. Og vi vil nå presentere hver enkelt medlem i familien, og vi starter med Kathy.
Go back to me. I'm Kathy, and this is my daughter Johanna, who is not able to be here today. She's in Army Reserves, and she's in Honduras. But my son Michael and his wife Debbie are here.
Oh, me? My name is Mike, and this is my wife Debbie. And we're still in school, but about to graduate.
Hello, my name is Merle. I'm married to Kathy. I work in St. Louis. I worked there for about 5 years now, and we moved down to Missouri from Minnesota in 1980. We've lived in Cuba about 2 years now. Previous to that, we lived in Sullivan, Missouri, where I was the Director of Environmental Services at Sullivan Community Hospital. I'm now Director of Maintenance at the largest nursing home in the upper Midwest, which is Bethesda Dilworth Home in St. Louis. That's it.
Yeah. who I also call my mother, as I was born in Seattle, and after my birth my mother died, which was, my father is her son. She has raised me since I was 3 days old. We came from Seattle after my mother died. My sister and I, who are 10 years older, came to Marshall, Minnesota, and she was approximately 60 to 61 years old when she received my sister and I to raise. So she started a whole new family at that age, which is quite remarkable in itself. When most people are retiring, she was taking on a whole new family. She had a hotel in Marshall. She was in the hotel 54 years, and she retired at 92. She wouldn't have retired then, but it was time. During the time she was up there, I can always remember how hard she worked. And people ask me why she's lived so long. And in my own opinion, it's because of all the work that she had to do. At that time, there was 36 rooms in the hotel, and we were the only hotel with running water. The other rooms all had to have water, so at 4 in the morning she would get up and start boiling water and bringing water to all the rooms, so they had water to wash with. And after that, then it was time to strip the beds, and she had to wash all her own sheets. Now, she did not have any help. She did this all by herself. And she would iron the sheets, wash them, hang them out, iron them, and then the general cleaning of 36 rooms. All the dusting, the floors had to be mopped. And she did this for 54 years, every day, with maybe...
Our own apartment was that too?
Yeah, well, yeah, we had our own apartment. She had our apartment to take care of too. She had to work probably all but maybe 3-4 hours is all she ever got of sleep a night that I can ever remember. Famous people that stayed at the hotel too, which most people don't know. In those days, our town was one of the few towns that had the big depot and a lot of the big bands, like you probably would have heard of maybe Lawrence Welk. He stayed there. Jack Benny, the Six Fat Dutchman. In 3-4 hours that she probably had during the day of sitting down, plus taking care of us, and remember I was a youngster, she would crochet, or always something with her hands. And she, in fact, she crocheted all the time till she was 101, was the last time that she crocheted an Afghan, like similar to the one there, the green one. She would probably still crochet, but she has this saying, I never learned to sew. She tried to teach me how to sew, and I didn't quite master that. And if she starts one, she's always afraid that if she should die before it's done, it would never get done, which it wouldn't get done. So she works so hard at finishing it that we kind of take a break and hesitate each one that I do let her do, because she just won't put it down. She knows that it won't get done, so she tries to get it done. But
did she learn you some Norwegian?
She learned me some Norwegian. The words that I can say, like when I greeted you, the only way I knew how was to say "Kunna snakka norsk." Now I can't myself, but I had to. That was the only way I knew
I
to.
learned her to cook.
Yeah, you learned me to cook anyway. I didn't do too good in speaking Norwegian. Good vakker over Meg. When I drove motorcycle, on my helmet, I always had that written, good vakker over Meg.
Yeah.
So I learned that. and Paskatiha. Went with Lutefiskerbrengen Paskatiha. And my dad used to sing that. I really don't know what it was, but I remember that. Tusen tak and good dag. That's about it. Yeah, no. The wrong words you want me to say too, huh?
Yes, yes.
The wrong words. Oh, I knew that was coming. My father taught me words when I was little, and she would scold me. I didn't know what I was saying, but the words he taught me were like fan and drittebuksa. That's all that's the only other words I knew. But she always she said, no, you can't say that. So, see, she knows them. It's your fault you wouldn't tell me what they were. Yeah, well.
It's Norwegian.
Yeah, well. It was more or less always, even my two kids after we were married, she would babysit for them, and she's always been around the young people, and they're very close. And they ham it up. My daughter takes her out for rides, and mainly it's because they're almost like a third family again. Oh yeah, we'll get to that. But she went to their football games at 100, and I think 100 was maybe the last one. To their basketball, to their football games, to the homecoming parade. She loves the parade. And they would have her down to the colleges, and we would get her into the games. And the amazing thing that I couldn't do that she could do was when we played football here, they've got all the pads, the helmet, and they have a number. And I could not pick out my own son, but she could. She would say she didn't know exactly what was going on. She knew when he did something right, when he was running or when he made a good play. She would say, that's Mike. You know, and when Joanne would make a basket in basketball, as she played basketball, she knew when she did something good. And just where each one of those children were on that field. And when you're sitting up way up high, you know, it's remarkable for her to even, you know, to pick him out if he wasn't around a group of players. But she could even in a group. So she is quite remarkable. She still cooks, makes her own lunch, and does dishes. She walks out around out to the house. You don't like to hear all those good things you do. When we were first married, she waltzed down the hotel halls and polkaed with my husband, which is one of my favorite thoughts of her, because she was, you know, quite old. And well, I'm 43 now, so that was just 43 years ago. She was still waltzing and polkaing, having a good time. And she still played cards up to a year ago. We would play canasta and whist. But she played solitaire yet. She can still play. She plays cards and plays solitaire on the kitchen table in the afternoons. And she likes to read her Norwegian Bible and the hymnals. And she taught herself, that's how she taught herself English. When she got off the boat, they gave her an American Bible, and she compared it with the Norwegian Bible and taught herself English. She taught herself bookkeeping. She taught herself math. And that's how she managed to run the hotel for 54 years.
All the cards I got from
when you were 100. Yeah, when you were 100. Do you remember?
I got from King Olaf and
President Reagan.
And
when she turned 100.
Yes.
She got a letter from King Olaf.
Oh,
And she had, from here she got a proclamation which tells sort of her life while she's been in Missouri and her age. And then she got cards from President Reagan and all the congressmen and all the senators in Minnesota. We went back to Minnesota for her 100th birthday, which was quite an event, even back there, because she knew so many and so many came.
Minnesota and governor in
Missouri and governor in Minnesota.
and the governor in Mississippi. Here var vi här.
Missouri, yeah.
Er det noe du har laget?
Oj, ja, jag lagar som man vet. De kallar det Atlen här, kallar det Ockel i Norge.
Ja,
Jag
Johanne.
syns, jag har inte något att ge det, men jag inte ge det. Tror du kan få det med dig? Som en götare sa.
Nei, vil du gi det til meg? Nei, men...
She was 101.
101 år når hun laget det.
Den är easy att häckla.
Ja, men 101 år når du lager heklede.
Jag kan häckla det.
Jeg kan tenke.
It's all in one piece.
Takk, Johanna. Tusen takk. Tusen takk, Johanna. Det skal jeg få med meg, ja.
Jag tror jag kan make use of it.
Ja, jeg skal få det med meg, ja. Jeg skal få det med meg.
Lay down on the sofa and
Ja,
throw it over you. Det är 50 tummar.
50 tommer, ja.
Bra. Just depends on how big
Og
it was.
gjorde det når du var 101 år gammel. Hæ? Dette skal jeg ta godt vare på, du.
Sen gör det någon tummar längre.
Ja, men det er langt nok, det.
Paper bag.
Har du sett sånn? Hæ?
You wouldn't have
Så nydelig arbeid.
you wouldn't have room in any of your
Jeg har plass til det, ja.
your
Jeg skal få det med meg, Johanne. Har du sett så nydelig?
Jag slutade att laga dem när jag var 100 år.
Når du var 100 år,
Ja.
da sluttet du å lage det. Nå kan du sende helsing til Norge.
Kan jag säga
Ja, ja.
Kan jag säga hallå till
Ja,
dig?
ja.
Hallå Gertrud. Hallå Marta. Gott att få snacka med dig. Det är lika som du ser dig. Det här Sylvia här nu. Det här morgon att se henne. Ja. Jag säger farväl igen.
Johanne var frisk og oppegående til hun fikk slag i desember 1988. Senere fikk hun et nytt slag den 5. april i 1989, og da døde hun. Nær 105 år gammel.